Nicola Baker and I am here at Home Start in Central Lancashire, where we are supported by Chorley Council to answer some of the most commonly asked parenting questions. And within this video today, we're going to be discussing how to encourage children to complete chores. And this is really, really important that we encourage children to get involved with chores within the household from a very, very early age so that it becomes normal. It's not then seen as a chore, it's just being part of the family and having an active role within the house. So let's start by considering why it's important to encourage children to complete chores. So completing chores helps children to problem solve. They're going to have to think about how they're going to complete an activity, what needs to be done to be able to get them there, and what that task is going to look like. This can increase their independence. It gives them responsibility within the home. It gives them something that they are responsible for and something that can be rewarded and said, well done, you've done really, really well at that. It can increase their self-worth and their self-esteem because they're seen as having a value. They are part of the family, they are given a task, they've got an active role, they are seen as being one with everybody else from a really, really early age because it gives them a sense of ownership and it gives them a sense of self-worth. It can also help children to realise just what parents and carers do for them. Now, obviously, children will probably take part in a number of tasks, a couple of tasks to be able to help out within the home. But it's going to help children to understand the pressures of parenting and just how many tasks there are to complete as part of the day or as part of the working week. So it does give them some ownership and it gives them some sort of responsibility that's demonstrating just how hard it is to work or take care of children at the same time. It helps to instill a good work ethic from an early age. We get things, we have nice things because we work for them. So it's showing children that if we want our house to be nice, if we want to have time to be able to do nice things at the weekend, then we've got to work together as a team and we've got to do the work. Like we said, it practices problem solving, and with that we've also got planning and time management. Especially with older children where they might have to complete a particular task before you may come home from work or before they go to school or have a weekend before a certain time of day. It's helping children to understand how long something's going to take, how long I need to be able to complete that task to make sure it's done for the time frame that I've been given. And it can also help them to develop some fine motor skills and obviously just some life skills as well. Eventually, we want our children to be independent young people that are able to put a washing machine on, hoover, wash the pots, empty the bins, make their own beds. Simple activities like that, we'd like to think that they would be equipped with for when they do eventually fled the nest at some point. So, how do we introduce chores? Well, let's start off simple. And if this is something that's been introduced from an early age, it's just something that can then grow with the child. If this is something that you're now thinking you might want to be part of your family, start small. Start small and maybe think about what they could be responsible for that's for them. So could it be that they straighten the bed? Could it be that they put the pyjamas away? Could it be that they put their washing in the wash basket? Could it be really, really simple things that they can start off by doing? And try not to make it too complicated. If it's too complicated, they're going to maybe have a negative response and you as parents will just think, oh, it's more hassle than it's worth this. Forget about it. I'll just do it myself. Next, try to make chores fun. Especially at an early age, children can be encouraged to take part in many activities if parents and carers make them fun. If you are going to clean or cleaning duties are part of the chores, put some music on. You can be doing different cleaning activities at the same time. You can maybe have a time frame or a goal as to how long you want the children to spend on certain activities. Maybe there's a rewards chart, a sticker chart for these tasks being completed throughout the day and throughout the week. With that, maybe create a rota. Even if this is something that changes weekly or whether it's something that stays the same each week, Allocate time within your week for these activities to take place. Don't expect them to just remember that they're going to do these activities. Make it part of their day. Make it a routine. Set it that you have a rota, and this is what's expected of you to be able to complete it. And lead by example. If you're encouraging them to take part in chores, let them know what activities you've got to do as well. And maybe that could be on some sort of rota or organiser, so that the children are also seeing the various tasks that you need to complete to make sure that your house runs smoothly as well. Be consistent. It's really, really easy for parents to set up reward charts, lists of chores, a rota, all of these various things, because your family is now one unit that's going to take part in activities and chores together. Work gets in the way, extracurricular activities and sports clubs gets in the way. Children might not have a particularly positive response to this change, because why would they when you've done stuff for them previously? And it's very, very easy for parents to say, it's fine, forget it, I'll just do it myself. That's not going to get you or your family anywhere. And like we've discussed, there are so many benefits to children taking part in household activities and chores. So be consistent, set a standard that you expect within your house, and make sure that you stick to it. We do have other videos that can maybe help to support you with this, like using empty threats or saying no and dealing with the consequences. They might be two really, really good videos that could help to support you with putting in these routines and boundaries in place. Maybe think about choosing the chores that can help and benefit the children, or maybe even just the chores that help and benefit them. Think about what those chores are and try not to make them either too difficult or too time consuming. Like we said in the beginning, try to make them very, very simple, easy steps that can be done very, very easily to start off with. Make sure you say thank you. Make sure you appreciate the work that they have done for you, and maybe try and create that culture within your house where everybody's appreciating what somebody else is doing for them. When you start thanking them for doing certain roles that have taken the pressure off you, they become more aware of the roles that you're undertaking for them. You might very quickly find that they are thanking you as well for looking after them also very well. If you've got children that are refusing to get on board with this, and maybe this could be because for a certain amount of years they've never had to undertake these chores, maybe think about what you could do to encourage this. Maybe end any distractions. Give them a warning that at a certain time of the day we're going to complete our family chores, and that's when they're going to take place. From that, TVs go off, mobile phones go away, and only when your tasks have been completed will you get those things back. It's their incentive then to complete this as fast as they possibly can do. But again, be consistent. Make sure you follow the top tips from above. Those top tips are there to be able to help you to be able to create that environment at home where children are kind of eager to get involved a little bit with those activities. And sometimes children are driven by that reward. So making sure that you think about what that can be, and that's going to be very much age appropriate and family appropriate to your child. It could be that they get a sweet treat. It could be that they're building up towards a day out or a certain activity or item of clothing. It could be anything. Whatever that reward that you're going to set, that will probably be what initially drives your child to be able to complete those household chores and activities. Like I've already said, don't back down. Making sure you are consistent and you stick with it. It's not going to happen overnight, especially if this is something you are just bringing in. Making sure you're consistent and making sure you stick to it and making sure you back down for that positive change. Create that fun environment and work towards a reward scheme. Before we finish today's video, I'm going to give you a couple of examples of age-appropriate activities that your child could take part in at home, and what kind of chores you should be looking at. And this is also available on one of the earlier slides before this video started. So please do take a snapshot of this if it's something that benefits you. So children at age 2 to 3 could be picking up their own toys, they could be putting things in the bin, they could be putting laundry in the laundry bin, they could be passing out the cutlery, they could be helping to wash the pots. They could be gathering their own nappies or wipes if they're even under the age of 2 to 3. They could be going getting a change of clothes. They could be putting their clothes away. Could they put the socks or their underwear away in the right drawer? For children aged 4 to 6, they can do all of the previous chores that we've already talked about. Maybe they could take care of a family pet, whether it's giving them their food or giving them a brush. It could be that they're setting the table. Or when you're doing your laundry, they may match the socks together. Or they could put the clothes in the pile as to who they belong to be able to go to that room or that wardrobe or that space. They could help you to put the groceries away, and they could also very much start to make their own bed, organise their teddy bears, put the cushions or pillows back exactly where they need to be. They could help you to empty the bins, and maybe they could start sweeping, whether that's inside or outside. Ages 7 to 11, we're now looking at all of the chores that we've previously said, and now they could be folding that laundry. They could be starting to vacuum, whether it be downstairs or upstairs, even if it's just their own bedrooms. They could be washing mirrors. They could be helping you to complete the cooking, whether that is the chopping or the mixing or whatever it is that you're taking part in. They are now at that age that they can actually be a really good active help. They could weed the garden. They could start to think about mowing the lawn. Cleaning their room is a definite big one around about this age. This is their space. It's their space to take pride in, and maybe starting to think about tidying their own bedroom might be a good first step in. When we start to think about 12 plus, again, we've got mowing the lawn, we've got babysitting duties. Dependent on you and your family, they can start to think about looking after some of the smaller siblings. They could be washing your car for you if you have a vehicle. They could be washing your car and hoovering the inside. They could be starting to mop floors or clean bathrooms, or maybe clean out the fridge before you put your next lot of shopping in there. It really can be the smallest of tasks that help to benefit you and your family. And they'll be very much individual to every single family that we help and we support. But there's some of the ideas that you could be looking at that are age appropriate for your children. And there's lots of advice and guidance online as well. So please do take a look at that if you feel that it would benefit your family. That's it. Today's video is complete. I really hope that you've managed to pick something positive from how to encourage children to complete household chores. We have been Home Start, supported by Chorley Council. And if there's any other questions that you might have that we haven't already answered on our YouTube channel or our website, please do get in touch and we will work to answer those questions as well. And we hope to see you again really, really soon. Thank you very much for tuning in. Bye-bye.